Business Senator Richard Southern joins us now on a color-coordinated Thursday, apparently. I promise you we did not plan this.
Lots of blue here. We're looking pretty. We're looking all right.
I
Lots
like
of blue
it.
going on here. Yeah.
All right, Richard, Ontario's stay-at-home order came into effect at midnight, and the government is providing some temporary help for those struggling to stay in their homes.
Yeah, the Ford government announced a temporary pause on evictions. This has been a big story we've been following. A lot of people, of course, struggling to pay the rent because they've lost their jobs because of COVID-19. So the Ford government today says no actual evictions will happen during the emergency, during the stay-at-home order that's currently in place. However, the Landlord and Tenant Board will continue to hear eviction applications, will continue to issue eviction orders. Just the enforcement will be postponed. So a lot of people thinking maybe the government's got to go further. I talked today to Housing Minister Steve Clark.
It's vitally important that people are able to stay at home during this provincial order.
Why don't you move to stop these evictions altogether?
Well, it's not just that we've put a pause on it during the moratorium. There's many other things that the government has done since last March.
Would you consider, though, at some point, some sort of financial help for people who have residential mortgages that are struggling?
Yeah, I'm not going to rule out anything. I haven't ruled out any option, since we did the first declaration last March.
So a lot of people, Erica, they want to see some financial help for struggling renters. There's been a lot of financial help for landlords, not so much for renters.
Right. Big box stores are still open for business, but the government says it will be keeping a close eye on them, Richard.
Yeah, an inspection blitz is going to start on this weekend, on Saturday, and it's going to take place here in Toronto, as well as in Hamilton, Peel, York, and Durham. And, they're going to have inspectors go to these big box stores, the Walmarts and the Costcos and whatnot. And Labour Minister Monty McNaughton tells me the big concern, what they're going to be looking for is there too many people in these stores?
Well, I really want to ensure that they're meeting that target that the government laid out of 25% capacity. We also need to ensure that people are properly masking, that they're socially distancing. That teenage young girl or young boy that's working in some of these big box stores at the checkout, they need to be protected like every other worker.
Yeah, and, he was saying that the individuals in the stores, if they're not wearing a mask, the inspectors can also fine them. So big crackdown coming.
Okay, and lastly, Twitter recently shut down U.S. President Donald Trump's account, and even the company's CEO admits this could set a bad precedent.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey, Twitter CEO, talking about this. He said, listen, we had no choice but to shut Trump's account down because, he was talking about the organizing of that protest in Washington the other week. But Dorsey acknowledged that the Trump ban could set a dangerous precedent, even calling it a sign of failure. He said Twitter needs to find ways to avoid having to make such decisions in the future.